Okay, hey, we are on. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Piper Peach Radio and Faith on the Ground, where we are shining a light on all that God is doing through real people and real ministry right now. I'm your host, Ian Velasquez, and today I have a really good friend on this morning. His name is Connor Lane. He is the youth pastor at Hillcrest Baptist Church in Maplesville,
right.
in the Ville, all right?
Ville.
Man, I've known Connor for 3 or 4 years, basically, since I started doing youth pastor stuff. Met him at First Baptist, and we do Friendsgiving and all that fun stuff. And
Do a little playing together.
Playing worship stuff together. That was fun. And just kind of going through all that, man, just going through life. But Connor, tell the folks just a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, like I said, or like you said, I'm Connor Lane. I'm him. I'm 30 years old. I've been in the county my whole life, so
You're from Jemison, right?
I'm from Jemison.
Oh, man.
Thoroughbred, born and raised out there. Did all my schooling K through graduation all the way through.
Congrats.
Through Jemison. Yeah, I made it, Yeah. I didn't go further than that, okay, but that was enough. But
man. Come on.
But I survived I'm married. I've been happily married for 10 years. I have four kids. 2 girls, 2 boys. So
come on.
It's a wide open, man. But hey, I wouldn't have it any other way, man.
Come on, man. I love it. Well, man, I'm so excited to have you on the show this morning. But we'll just jump on into it. So coming off all the stuff that you just told me, how did you just first feel called into ministry?
Well, this is kind of sharing this. I have to kind of go into my testimony a little bit for this. So
come on.
Been thankful for my parents. Was born and raised in church, but through growing up in church, I had a lot of head knowledge. All it was, and you ever heard that before? The distance between heaven and hell is 18 inches. From your head to your heart. So never soaked in, and it as I got into my adult years, started spiraling out of control. Emma is my first child is a beautiful part of my testimony, because God still, even when we do things wrong, blesses you through consequence. So me and my wife weren't married at the time when Emma was born, and she helped draw us in. And God, I believe God did that. We got married, but still through the beginning part of my marriage, I was really struggling, battling with just being selfish and trying to make that balance of family man, good husband, and still battling with everything that I wanted to do. So man, just really, really struggling. And, I never had anybody really mentor me before, and all of a sudden, and I know, Fergie Ferg, Chris come to me, hey man, you know how he is. It's like, I thought at first, I was telling Hannah, I said, this guy is the corniest guy alive. Like there's no way this guy is genuinely that happy, but the dude loves Jesus.
Yeah.
And, he took a shot on me, and looking back at my marriage, like, man, if I'm going to make this work, that, I have to put forth the effort as well. So he reached out to me, and I took him up on it, and just, man, the blessing that has come from that. But coming up as an adult and learning the difference between, like, you can have all the head knowledge in the world, you can be a good fella, that still doesn't qualify you, man. It's about that relationship and where your heart's at. You know, how do you know you have a relationship with God? Well, you got to spend time with Him.
Yeah.
You can't say that you love me and you're not, like with your kids. You have a daughter. If you were non-existent in that relationship, how would she know that you cared about her? So it's the same. It's the same way. But
it's good.
But with Chris was an opportunity for me to start serving, and I started serving in youth ministry.
Oh boy.
Sorry. It was good though, but man, I started out as chaperoning for trips, driving the bus for Chris. That led into me plugging into Clanton First Baptist, started teaching kids Sunday school class. Then I moved up to youth, and then before the end of it, before I left, I was teaching an adult Sunday school class. So just basically all around started playing music
Mm-hmm.
at the church, and just through that, I start feeling this pull, this calling,
Yeah.
and so that ultimately led to youth ministry, because just thinking about these kids, I was just one of those youth that was just going through the motions, and to just to be a beacon of hope for them. Like, hey, if you can, you can do all these things. You can be out of God's will, and you can still come back. Because man, if God can change me and He'll
Yeah.
work with me, a knucklehead like me, He'll do it for you too. So I come from the side of doing everything the wrong way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't have to do it like me, man. You can just take my word for it. But yeah, man.
So it's so cool just seeing you, like how you grew in that position at First Baptist, and or just serving, and where from that point, where did you get that calling to just take that step into being a youth pastor, I guess?
Yeah. Well, before I got to where I am now, just through these seasons, periodically, I would get calls from people. Hey, would just be interested in sitting down and having an interview with you, talking with you.
Yeah.
And just the opportunities, or just the things there was always something, and it wasn't things weren't lining up.
Right.
If I can back up a little bit too, when I very first started talking to my wife about this, and she'll tell you that she didn't say it like this, but this is how I took it. She said, in order for you to be a minister to others, you have to minister your house well first. And you talking about a gut punch?
Oh, gosh.
Hey, Connor, clean your act up. So, for one, I couldn't do this without her as well. Talking with her, and with her finally realizing, like, hey, I see the calling in your life as well. I'll go with you anywhere. Eventually, that led to me like, okay, God, I'll go wherever you tell me to. So that eventually led to the process of where I am now, just being submissive and just listening and going. Because we can get comfortable where we're at, and we don't want to leave, and we really like it here, and we got a really good thing going. But you may not know this or not, but God's doesn't necessarily care about that comfort. So it's like you do what I tell you to do,
right?
And you go from there.
Man, that's good. I love it. And so I guess coming off of that, what's a moment that just confirmed that you were right where God wanted you to be? So God's called you into this ministry. God's called you into this. Is there a moment that's just kind of come up to where it's just like, okay, this is where God wants me. This is what He wants to be doing.
Yeah, and like I said a while ago, when you're feeling this calling, and other people are seeing it, and you're getting calls from different places, and going to different interviews and things, what I could tell you through this whole process with becoming the youth pastor at Hillcrest is not one moment through this journey was there anything but peace, and knowing that you don't rush this process. You don't just jump in when somebody throws you a figure and says that, we'll give you this right off the jump and give you a week to think about it. Like, it was a slow process, but through that it was great, because it was just like, man, it's just not a rush thing. This is a God thing. So through that whole process, man, there was nothing but peace. Peace is from the Lord,
Yeah.
And so just listening and knowing that, I don't have to jump off into anything. That's not what God's telling me to do. Go.
Right.
Like, no, listen, wait it out, pray, talk,
come on,
making sure it's going to work with your family.
Right.
I mean, when you have a family, what they have to say and what they have to think is important as well.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, it's just nothing but peace about this.
That's
whole
so
process.
good.
Yeah.
I love it, man. And that's so cool that you were able to have that peace through that, just like, because you just feel that God's just like, no, this is it.
Yeah.
This is the place. And so going from that, so you have your youth ministry. How long have you been there for now?
So coming up on the 16th, I've been there for 4 months.
4
So,
months,
man, I'm
baby.
super green.
He's fresh into it, baby. Come on.
Green.
And so off of building this, what would you say is just your current or the heartbeat behind your ministry?
Well, I tell people all the time I have two things that I go by. One is being real. So the same person that's talking to you right now is the same person that's behind the pulpit, and the same person that's at the ball games or at the gym, being the same person all the time. Being real, and then the second one is being personable.
Yeah.
So just being open, being honest. Like some people don't think this is good, especially as men at times, but being vulnerable.
Yeah.
And if you see me as somebody that's real, that's going to allow somebody or give somebody the courage to open up to you as well.
Right.
Instead of just kind of like, hey, how you doing, and just moving on to the next thing. But man, you got to build relationships.
Yeah,
and that
absolutely.
just comes with being personable.
Yeah.
With people. So being real and being personable is what I go by.
Come on.
Yeah. Not
No.
too hard.
No.
Don't need a theology degree for that right there. It's like
No, and that's so good though. I think that's one of those things, like I feel like in every ministry, like just being personal and real is how you truly build something with somebody and folks. So no, man, I love it. So real quick, we're going to take a quick break. And we will be right back in talking about our second segment. It's called Ministry in Motion. Just what ministry looks like right now, what you're pumped about, all that good stuff. But we'll be right back here after this.
Maplesville Pharmacy, where personalized care meets convenience. Our dedicated team is here to assist you with expert guidance on prescriptions, over-the-counter medications, and more. Experience the difference today at Maplesville Pharmacy, your trusted partner in health. Some family traditions begin with an ending. Lasting family legacies are established at Martin Funeral Home, where for over 100 years, we have served the families in our community. Bobby, Donnie, Norma, and our family at Martin Funeral Home would like to express our sincere gratitude for allowing us to serve your family. Every life story deserves the perfect setting. We are here to make that happen for you and your loved one. We offer traditional funeral home services, and we are now excited to be the home of the first crematory in Clanton, Alabama. Our goal is to serve our families no matter what their needs are. Martin Funeral Home, serving Chilton County since 1921. Please give us a call at 205-755-3550.
All right, and we are back here with Faith on the Ground with Mr. Connor Lane. I'm excited to have you on here, man. But our second segment is just ministry in motion. So what's something in your ministry that you were just really excited about right now?
Man, I love just going to events that these guys are a part of.
Yeah.
And you can't make everything, but the point behind going to these kids events and stuff is just to let them know that you care. And then also, man, I have, so I have babies of all different ages at the house, and my two oldest girls, I have one that's 10 and one that's 8. And so a lot of these events are things that I can bring my girls with, so they also get to be a part of the ministry and what I'm doing. So I mean, Maplesville won a they won the state champion this year in 1A in football, and
Yeah.
really come in at the tail end of that. So this the excitement behind the
Oh, yeah.
community there, letting my kids see that, be a part of it. That trickled into the basketball season and getting to go watch these girls play,
Right.
to watch these guys play, and now we're in that baseball, softball season. Man. So it's just different things, and then also just I know I'm the youth pastor, but also to me, ministry exceeds just where you're at as well.
Oh, yeah.
So, like I have different events that people are inviting me to, and coming up in a couple of weeks, we got a boys camp out. So it's like, my boy ain't old enough yet to do this, but I'm gonna go out there and hang out with the boys.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just just being able to plug in and go into different things.
Dude, that's probably one of my favorite things that I get to do, that I've enjoyed, is being able to like just plug in and do stuff like that. Because you get to see your kids, I guess, just shine in that way. Even the ones that might possibly be on the bench for a select period of time. Guess what? Like, I'm excited to see you in your element,
Regardless, man, I'm here for you.
Exactly.
That's
And
it.
that is that. Like, I wish I could bring when Mary Catherine comes with me, we'll take Sky with us.
Yeah.
And Sky's 4, but she's solidly 4. And you know what I mean? And so like when we're sitting there, like we can watch for a little bit, and then after that is no.
So all the outside activities are wonderful. They're great because little Bo at our house, he's about 1.5 years, and
Right.
we tried to sit in and go to the basketball games as a family. And once the buzzers went off, my man had a meltdown. So it's okay, Bo's outside activities, I'll bring the girls with me to the inside ones. But it's, man, it's hard to contain a youngin' like that.
Oh man, I remember we used to do that when Sky was like 1 or 2, and the outside was great because especially like, I forget where it was. I think it was in Thorsby or Maplesville, wherever we went, and it's like it was kind of enclosed, so like she could just run around and do her thing. It was great. Like,
just watch out for foul balls.
Watch out for a foul ball once in a while. That was the best part. But no, dude, that's something I've always thought was just a really cool thing. It's just just to be able to show like your students that you care about them, and like whether they're killing it or not. Like to me, like I'm just glad to see you.
I'm here for you.
Exactly, and so
It don't matter what it is. If it's sports, if you're the baddest Tiddlywinks player you've around, if you're a chess wizard, like hey, I'm coming for
you're
it.
You're at the chess match, just woo, let's go, baby.
Man,
I think that's so cool, and just celebrating them, man. And so no, love it. So can you share a recent God moment that you've seen through your work here lately?
Man, just a recent God moment would be, new to this whole ministry thing, and new, and I feel for students at times it's hard. What you've been used to, compared to what's coming in now, but still through that, I didn't know how long it would take for these kids to be closed off, but through discussion time and through Sunday school Wednesday nights, just kind of leaving the floor open for them to be able to talk and just actually starting to hear some of these guys' hearts, and it kind of opens you up and gives you an idea of where we're at, in our walk. Like we're not judges, but we are fruit inspectors. So
I like that. That's good.
I didn't come up with that.
That's great. I'll write that down. No.
Yeah, I think through this ministry thing, there's a lot of taking people's lines, man. That's all it is. It's a lot. But yeah, man, you really get to see when kids talk, you really get to see their heart and see where they're at.
Yeah.
So but we gotta get that environment and it goes back to that personal thing. Got to get to that point to where these guys are comfortable.
Isn't it the coolest though? Just to be able to just when that happens.
Yeah. Because I don't know how long it is. With the messages when they come. I don't know when it's going to happen, but that's what I'm. That's what I'm going for.
Absolutely.
Is to get you guys to open up, start talking.
That's great. And this might kind of go along with this, and if this is awesome, but how have you seen God moving in unexpected ways lately?
Well, man, there's a lot of unknowns to this. You know, like God, it calls you to this, and you listen and you go into it, but you don't know what's going to happen afterwards. You know, so it's like
Right.
you're going into the storm. You don't know what's going to happen, but I would just love to brag on Hillcrest and just how loving they've been. Like, I didn't think that in this quick amount of time that we would be plugged in. You know, like I'm plugged in with the youth. I'm doing other activities. Other events within the church. My wife, she's in a Bible study group, and just they took us in like one of their own. So and it didn't have to be like that. You know, I could still be clawing and fighting, and I could have stepped off into a different circumstance. But I mean, just the amount of love that we've received too.
Yeah.
It kind of goes back into that decision and that peace that I was talking about a while ago, man. It's been a God thing, man.
Man, and I was when I was looking for, you said you're getting plugged in and stuff like that. When I was looking for, I think like a picture of you or something to use or whatever, I was going on on their Facebook, and you're playing drums for them too. Am I imagining that, or is someone?
Man, hey,
someone looks like you.
One of them, you just get in where you fit in, man.
I was
just
like,
jump.
come on.
I put the 6 string down and started beating on the skins a little bit.
There you go,
man.
dude.
So
Come on.
we're everywhere.
No, I love it, but that's so cool though, just to be able to get plugged in too, and how they were able to just be like, "No, you're our guy. Come on, we're gonna love on you either way."
And I've heard people say that, to me. They've come up to me, just your family, and it's just like, man, you guys love well here. So it's just didn't have to be like that. Things that God does for you that you take for granted or that you don't even know until you really sit back and look at it. Like,
right.
God, you didn't have to make these people so open, but you did,
Right.
and praise God for that.
Come on, dude. So we're gonna jump into our third segment, where this is just that personal and real we've been talking about. But what is just a spiritual lesson that God has been teaching you here recently?
I have, this is another opportunity where I'm learning. So these spiritual moments. One is how you handle. I think one is how you handle criticism amongst this, and you can look at criticism as just something that's totally terrible, or I don't know if you know this or not, but the church is full of broken people,
Yeah,
We're
absolutely.
all trying to make this work. So you hear different things here and there. So being able to listen to that and just not taking criticism as something like, man, they're out to get me, or why are these people being like that? But also in moments of criticism, where can I grow in this?
Yeah.
I think in order to do this well and to be successful at this is that you have to be able to hear things as well. I've brought a couple of ideas to students, and I've had some of them bold enough to come to me and speak up about them. Like, we don't necessarily like that. And for me to be flexible, I think is a great thing. Like, to get these guys to buy in, to listen, to build those relationships. Like, you got to be able to handle criticism in good ways and bad. But it's so listening to that, like, not just thinking like, hey, I got a plan in here. I'm going to execute this. I don't care about what anybody else says. Just, hey, listen. And I heard somebody say this the other day, too. This ain't my line as well. But spiritual moments, don't let your output exceed your input. So meaning, like, you can't just be so hard-driven on just what you're going to be talking about.
Yeah.
And not actually taking time to spend with me.
Yeah.
Something you should be doing anyway. Everybody in this walk of life, everybody should be plugging in. But, hey, it's like, hey, Connor, you got to spend time with me first before we get off into, the ministry side of
right.
this. Got to take care of me before taking care of me is going to help flow into what I'm doing.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's awesome. And so going from that, what is something that just keeps you encouraged on those hard days when you do get the criticism and you're like, geez, man.
Days where I'm just getting started, but I want to hang it up. You know, like, oh man, mentors, man.
Yeah.
Other ministers. Being able to talk to you. We've had some conversations prior to this about, you know, on down the road if you want to look at further things to help sharpen your ministry. You know, still talking to Chris, you know, old Fergie Ferg, you know, Fergie Ferg's a pastor now, so he's stepped his game up, you know.
Right.
But man, he's an arsenal of knowledge, man. So I'm able to run these things by him and allow, you know, to share that. You know, we're not supposed to do this alone. We're not meant to do ministry alone. Like, it's you know, we're all in this together essentially, in lifting up people to Jesus. You know, we're all supposed to be pointing towards him anyway, you know. So I'm able to bounce ideas off of people of influence. I know Caton's been another one I've talked to.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Brother Justin at Clayton FBC, because you know, when I have things that stump me, he's a good one to just go in his office and sit down and talk things through, you know. So just the amount of influence or just you know, the amount of mentors around me is a great thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's good just to surround yourself with those. Like anybody who's doing ministry, it's good to surround yourself with somebody, or not even ministry, just surround yourself with people
How about just good folks?
Yeah, just good folks, man, that love the Lord and are there to help lift you up as well when you're going through those tough times or hard days, because it's going to happen. I don't care what's going on. But no, I love it. And so, switching to some fun questions, my favorite part.
All right.
What is a hobby that you are just really into right now?
Well, man, we're into what the kids are into.
Oh yeah.
You know? So right now, both of my girls are we are in the rec season of softball.
Oh yeah.
And, my little girl Mackenzie, she plays travel ball, so we're doing games. This Saturday coming up is our opening day.
Oh man!
All right. I actually got a little World Series shirt on today, so
representing real quick,
showing a little love, you know. So shout out to the Clanton softball girls rec league, you know. But yeah, so it's a blast, man, being able to learn, and because I didn't play baseball or softball growing up either, so I'm actually just learning with them as well.
Yeah, I could have sworn you did. Oh,
no, man, I just I scared to death to get hit with the ball. I'd rather hit you with a full set of pads on than I would get dinged with the ball one time. You know,
I got you for
which
sure.
Makes total sense, you
know.
But but that, and then man, I started in about August of 2021. Really, just going to the gym and being plugged in and working out, and realizing through that was so much more better for me mentally than it was physically. And so, you know, on most days, there's some days I'm a slacker, but most days I'm up around 4:30 at the gym at 5 and working out for an hour. But man, when you I've just made it a part of my life now, so you know, I don't think I'll ever quit just because, you know, it's what I do now. So
yeah, it's routine.
Real fun guy, man. I do softball and lift weights. That's all
softball with my kids and lift weights, baby. Let's go.
Man,
No, dude, I love it, and I think that's something that, like, especially I know a lot of folks will mention this with like working out, or I know we had Brother Daniel here last week, and he's just running.
I see that rascal run. He runs by my house.
Man, he's going.
He's like Forrest Gump, man.
He's going, dude. He is on it. And that's one of those things, like, I think it's stuff that, like, that you can get plugged into that, like, clears your mind. You can kind of get away and, like, just definitely just have your time.
Yeah.
And so, no, dude, I love it.
There's just been some, you know, you go through storms and different things in your life, you know, and you know, that when you're going through hard things, keeping that constant for me, especially for a mental aspect, it has helped me. You know, I've heard this before. Sometimes the rough things that you put yourself through helps with the rough things to come that you don't have control of. You know, so building that mental aspect to it too. That, you know, you can deal with hard things. You can put yourself through hard things, or you'll make it out of hard things. You know, so. It's been a great thing, man.
Come on, man. I love it. So next question If you could sit down with any biblical figure besides Jesus, who would it be and why?
I'd love to hear some of the other answers that people said.
We've had a lot of Moses,
A lot
had
of
lot of Paul.
A lot of Paul. You got any Peters? Peters.
I think we had Peter a couple
times.
times. Peter's a great one. I'm trying to think what else. Those are our main go-tos.
All right.
I've had Elijah before. Elijah's really good.
Okay. A little Old Testament. We're gonna get off the new.
There were some I couldn't even tell you. Just like names that I never really realized. I think we've had Ruth before. Well, not that I didn't realize that one, but it's just.
How about Balaam and his talking donkey? No, that's not mine, but that's another good one.
I was like, hey, you go for it, dude.
Man, mine would be Job.
Yeah.
And this kind of ties in, like I said in the beginning, and just a little bit more about me and my personal life. I have 4 kids, and I have 2 girls and 2 boys. Well, my third kid, my son Mitchell, got sick, and we lost him at 3 weeks old. And let me tell you that it's one of the hardest things. Hell on earth.
Yeah.
That is the closest thing that I can, put it to.
Yeah, for sure.
And there was a time, man, and he passed away in 2022. So, man, I just went through a little stint of just sitting in the darkness, man, just mad, frustrated, upset at God, not understanding what was going on. And man, there's just a dark period of about 3 weeks when I didn't want anything to do with this,
Yeah.
So one day, I don't know why or why I turned to it or what happened, but I picked up my Bible and I started reading in Job. You remember when Job, about this time, everything's been taken from him and his health starts to go now, and he has these boils on him, and he's sitting there and he's scraping the boils off with the broken pottery, and his wife's sitting there, just why are you still trying to live this upright life? Like, why not just curse God and die?
Yeah.
And Job's response to her was, in Connor paraphrasing this, why am I exempt from the bad things happening to me as well as the good? God allows the sun to rise on the righteous and the unrighteous. He allows the rain to fall on the just and the unjust. Reading this was just a way of saying, all right, God, I get it. Yes, this is bad, this is rough, but I'm not called to stay here and let this be what cripples me.
Yeah.
So being able to talk to Job would be just one of the things like, you hear all these people tell these stories all the time. Like, dude, I listened to this. This saved me. This helped turn me around. This helped get me right. That'd be what I'd have to say to Job.
Come on.
Like, Job, I lost one thing, brother. You lost everything, but your story and how you handled the situation gave me, just like, all right, you got to get up.
Yeah.
You got to keep
Golly,
going. So,
man. Come on. That's great. That's an awesome one.
I don't think anybody will top that one. No, I'm just kidding. No,
that's so good though. No, just how and I think it's so cool, and not that it's just the Bible is just something you read just to get yourself back up, but like to be able to read these certain things that speak into your life and to where like the situation you were in that moment, and how God was just like, hey, read this. And I don't know if it was just one of those things, just I'm just going to read Job today.
It's such a beautiful thing as there's a lot of rough things in God's word, but let me tell you, ultimately, this is a love story. And how fortunate and how blessed, and we take this for granted, that you have somebody that loves you so much, that has something to go along with your life. You think you're the only one going through these things? Let me show you this, And, man, you got somebody out there that cares for you, that longs to draw you to himself.
That's so good. That's so good. Well, thank you for sharing that with us, man.
Man.
And our last one for this segment, what is your which we're worship. Well, I'm a worship guy. I love leading it and being able to sing and all that other stuff. I feel like that's something that God's put in my life, and honestly in yours too. Like
Yeah.
we've seen it. But what is just a go-to worship song for you right now? And if you got more than one, share that one. But just
Man,
a go-to
I am
one.
just you know what I like to do with a song is that I'll burn a song out.
Oh, me too.
Dude, like, every time I get in my truck, I'm gonna listen to this 100 times. You know, one thing that I'd never been on, and took our students at Hillcrest. We went to Extreme Winter this year.
Yeah.
And you ever been to one of those before?
I think I went when I was in youth. I've never taken our youth before.
Yeah, well,
but
new song.
Yeah.
You know, got all that cranked up. So these guys are, I mean, they're older than the hills, but they're still out there. They're still out there jamming. You know.
They were doing it when we were in high school.
They were doing it before I was even here, man. Yeah, before I was on planet Earth. Okay. They come out with a new song just called "Glory All Around." So even they're the people like that still putting out content. You know, there ain't an age cap on this and serving God. So I just have been really listening to that song. I'll go back to love me some Phil Wickham. Phil, he brings it. Just this morning I was showing my daughter some Jesus culture. Come alive in the river, and it's just like. I love songs that got good upbeat, good driving songs, and just, man, there's a wide variety, like with secular music, there's different type of genres.
Yeah.
Well, I think Christian music has come a long way, and like we can
there's all
match
sorts.
What you like, we can. We'll find something for you to like,
I don't like worship music. Okay, cool. Let me give you this one. Shoot, Forrest Frank, I feel like, is taking the reins and just said, "I'm gonna make everything."
He's going, I know the kids love him to. Kids love him to death.
It's crazy.
An old school song that my kids love, and the girls at the ballpark, "Old Church Clap" by KB.
Oh my gosh,
really gets them going.
I'm gonna be so honest. When that song first came out, I thought it was the dumbest song ever. I thought that was the stupidest song.
He knew what he was doing.
And it came out like a long time ago.
I'll tell you what.
Now it's like the greatest thing that's ever been made.
We were doing church clap and drama when I was in youth.
Yes.
So it's been a little while,
Now they play that at like prom and stuff or whatever. I'm like, what are we doing
behind that? Yeah.
And they're like, well,
good.
at least it's Christian music
Absolutely.
that's playing. I'm like, yeah, sweet, awesome, congrats, I'm pumped. But no, we're going to take a quick break and we'll head into our last segment that's just called Looking Ahead, just what ministry looks like in the future, what you're praying for, all sorts of stuff like that. But like I said, we'll take a quick break and then we will be right back here right after this.
Discover timeless elegance at Edwards Jewelers. A staple in Clanton since 1950, Edwards Jewelers specializes in natural or lab-generated diamonds for engagements, weddings, anniversaries, or just because. Your special someone deserves the very best. Come see us today or visit edwardsjewelerssllc.com and choose from our amazing selection of diamonds, gold, platinum, and more. Edwards Jewelers in Clanton. Luxury at its finest.
Need reliable towing or diesel repair? MEMS Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair has you covered. We specialize in light and heavy duty towing and recovery with the latest equipment for any job, from campers and tractor trailers to winch box recoveries, and the only local-based rotator in the county. We do it all. Our diesel repair services include computer diagnostics, engine rebuilds, transmission and clutch work, and general maintenance. Trust MEMS Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair for top-notch service. Call us at 205-217-1984.
This season, when our local baseball and softball teams take the field, they've got a true MVP backing them up. Deidre Gadberry State Farm. From the first pitch to the final out, Deidre Gadberry State Farm is proud to support our local athletes and their families because protecting what matters most is always a winning play. Whether it's auto, home, life, or business insurance, get coverage that fits your game plan. Cheering for our teams and protecting our community. Deidre Gadberry State Farm in Clanton.
All right, and we are back, and Baton threatened to play church class to bring us in, but he didn't do it, so I'm pumped. But he's stand up and dancing. But looking ahead, what are you just currently praying for in your ministry?
Man, the biggest thing is that I just, I want these guys to get it, you know, and thinking about this, you know, I want you guys, I want the students, you know, I want them to be able to equip themselves for what's to come next. You know, before you know it, you're right out of school. You know, if you don't go to school, you enter the workforce. If not, you go to college. But not just that, but also just to better equip you guys and to understand now why you're in school. And, and to be an example where you're at. You know, the biggest thing is I don't want you to just let it go. I don't want God's word to just go in one ear and out the other. I want you to really soak it in. And it's not about me, and it's not about listening to me speak or hearing what I have to say. I want you to understand that, man, this why do we come to church? Why do we do what we do? I ask him at times, why are you here?
Right.
You know, what's your whole purpose of being here? And I want you to be here because you want to be here, because you want to grow, man.
Right.
So I just want to see growth, you know, and I also want to see them just to be able to see me as well. It's just, you know, like once I graduate, sayonara, Connor, it's been real. We'll see you later.
Right.
But I'd love to develop these relationships, man, where it's like whenever you felt the need to call, that you would call me at any time in your life. You know, and that I would always just be here and be somebody to speak truth.
Yeah, for sure.
Speak truth to you, you know.
That's awesome. That's great. And I think it's cool just to be able to build those relationships with them in that way of just like when they do go off to college, just like, hey, I'm not done with you.
Yeah, dude,
you know, I'm still here. I love you. I care about you.
This number's still the same, man.
Right.
Call me, man.
That's so good. And so coming off of that, what is just a dream that you have for this next season of ministry that you have?
I love, you know, like you asked me about the drums and different things.
Yeah.
Servanthood, man. Serving.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, Jesus is the prime example. He sets the bar on what serving looked like.
Yeah.
You know, so trying to think through and come up with things where I can get the kids in the youth group, get them active, doing things, taking care of our older ones at church, service projects within the church, you know, but just not, you know, I think if we're not careful, like we can cater instead of, you know, really getting them to understand, like, hey, we're called to be servants here, you know, and so being able to find opportunities for us to serve together, you know, and I'll be right down there with them, you know, whatever we're doing, you know, but I just want to, you know, I just want to start seeing them serve and getting behind that, and just seeing the, I mean, you know, you ever heard, I'm sure you have, you know, actions speak louder than words, you know.
Yeah.
It's one thing to say I love you or I care about you, but don't know that. Let me actually do some you know, some acts of love for
Absolutely.
you know, whatever it may be, but just getting these guys to serve and ultimately see this is why we do what we do, you know. And like I said, Jesus is the one that set that bar for us. You know, we're called to serve. You know, we're called to, you know, be active. You know?
That's so good. And I think just being able to teach them and show them what that looks like too is a big thing.
And it's not just in these, you know, like it's outside of church things too, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
serving other people.
Something as simple as taking the trash out, like throwing somebody's plate away.
Don't say that now. Don't be saying, hey, trash. Mama, no, I don't want to do it. But yeah, no, that's a great example.
Come on, Mom. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be nothing major, man, but just that and getting a heart behind it of why, you know, ultimately why you're doing what you're doing, you know. So, and
they can do it in like any situation, like at school, like serving a classmate near you, your teachers, just any area that they are just active in.
Yeah.
I think that's so
your
good.
your teams, whatever whatever thing that you're a part of,
Right.
there's always an opportunity to serve.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. And so, even though you're just now starting out, I love this question. But the question is, what is something you would tell yourself first starting out? And I know you just started. You're just now starting out.
You want to tell me what I'm telling you want to know what I'm telling myself right now?
What would you tell yourself?
Well,
You've probably. I mean, a lot can happen in
through-
4 months. That first 4 months I ever did something, it was all just.
I'm really finding this out. When you surrender to the calling and you say yes, like you kind of have an idea initially about how things are going to be, but just the things that have been happening is there's a lot of planning. There's a lot of planning behind this. I heard somebody, my brother Justin, told me the other day. He said, "Hey, if you think about it like this, you got 52 Wednesdays in a year, so there's 52 weeks. You gotta have content. You know, you gotta have. So the planning behind it is something that I'm seeing and learning, and then listening to Chris. Chris talked to me again about it. He said, "Hey, my first year was the hardest." And thinking about that, this is just the first year of walking into unknowns, to getting used to the culture of the church, how they do things, and how do I mesh, and how do I bring different ideas and different things in, and getting working and getting familiar with the parents and different things. So it's just a lot of, like, right now it's like drinking out of a fire hose, and so at times, like, being vulnerable, man, at times it's just like it almost feels it's overwhelming, like, man, am I sure I was called to this? And,
right.
But just God, Psalm 13, 6 verses, but you hear David at first, talking about God, just really letting God know what's bothering him, what's eating him up. And at the end of that chapter, he reminds himself, and he just talks back through, but, you are the God of my salvation. You will help me. You will be here for me. So, I'm always able to talk with God and to share with God these things. And then ultimately I'm able to just to fall back on it, that, you got me. Amongst all of this, I remember that you have called me to this. And so, with him, there ain't no hill for a climber, So
right.
he's got it, and I'm gonna ride his coattails, and we're gonna make it.
That's good. That's good. So last question, man. How can just the community, the community, just be praying for you personally and for your ministry?
Man, if anything, man, that I would just remain humble. I think that's the biggest thing. Like staying out of the way, making sure that I don't get in the way of what God's doing.
Yeah.
So one thing, keeping me always open minded on what God would have me do. Being able to continually reach my students in a way that they get it, in a way that they feel like they're cared for, and then just just for the continual growth. I just the big thing, man. Sometimes people ask you, and they mean it in a good way, but just sometimes how it comes off, how many did you have the other night, and different things like that. Like, man, what I care about is real growth,
right.
And regardless if I have a 20 to 30 to 40, or if I just have a solid 10, man, I just want to see spiritual growth.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for. I'm not here for anything else but to further the kingdom, to help make the kingdom better, help others be a better impact, So
that's so good, man. Well, man, hey, we're praying for you, praying for your ministry. Thank you so much for coming on this morning.
Man.
I knew this would be a fun show, and just thank you so much, and just look forward just to kind of seeing how things go out there and just how you grow in that as well. It's been an awesome time just getting to know you in that way, and just thank you for coming on and just sharing so much about just your life and everything else like that.
Man.
But we want to thank you guys so much for tuning in this morning to Faith on the Ground here on Piper Peach Radio. Once again, we'll be back Tuesday, 10:30 next week, and y'all can tune in on Piper Peach Radio, YouTube, Facebook, anything else like that. We'd love to have you guys just check it out. Be sure to like and just share it. Wanting to let as many people know about this as possible, and just the awesome stories that that all of these guests have, even like the ones that you just heard. Like, I think it was amazing just getting to know them. So we'd love for you to just like and share that, and we're so thankful for you guys and our listeners. We hope y'all have a great week, and we will see you guys next time.